The subject of today's video is not easy to defend as edutainment. For one thing, it's a video game, and it doesn't teach you typing, or how traveling to Oregon results in everybody drowning in rivers. For another thing, it's a flash game, which are usually simple, short, and easy to forget. Finally, it's a side-scrolling shmup. Shoot 'em up is not a genre well known for, well, anything other than hundreds and hundreds of bullets. I'm demoversi, this is Irreverent Edutainment, and today, I've got my work cut out for me. Spoilers! This is a positive review. I like this game a lot. I want to convince you to try it because I think it's worth your time. That said, I am a reviewer and we accentuate the negative. The worst thing I can say about RPG shooter Starwish is the title sucks. I found this game on Kongregate, a repository of free online flash games. Now, there are some seriously awesome game names to be found in how many? 44,303 as of capturing my footage. Epic Battle Fantasy is a pretty compelling name. So are Doodle God, Sushi Cat, Perfect Balance. Oh, here's a good one. Shift. A stark name that makes you ask questions. Why'd they call it Shift? And then it answers them. With RPG shooter Starwish, what you see is what you get. It is an RPG, and it is also a shooter. If you like those genres, you'll play. If you find the mix intriguing, you might play. If you detest either genre, you won't even give it a shot based on the title alone. In this internet whim-based culture of ours where you can just, click on anything else that catches your eye, you have to stand out. In a wall of text list of game names, this doesn't. And that's my critical opinion. Now, of course, I would be remiss if I didn't mention that the whole RPG shooter part of the title really feels like more of a heading. Take a look at the promo art. The RPG shooter part of the title is almost a series name, like Shin Megami Tensei or The Elder Scrolls. Nobody says Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion or Shin Megami Tensei Persona 4. Why would you? It is my opinion that you're supposed to treat RPG shooter as kind of a trademark. You notice it, and then immediately filter it out as useless information and call the game Starwish. That's what I'm going to do for the rest of this review. I also kind of really like this art. It's understated, it gives it kind of an angelic feeling, and the feathers are kind of important to the plot. Also, katakana. Say those syllables fast enough and you get Starwish. Starwish in Japanese phonetics. I'm detecting some Japanese influence in the design. Of course, the anime-style characters pretty much solidify that point, even if they only pop up during the story segments. Herein lies the real treat of Starwish, and why it qualifies for me to review it. Starwish is phenomenally written. Rarely have I seen a script of this caliber, even in licensed, professionally produced games. The storyline has some legitimately surprising and touching moments, and each character has enough, well, character to be compelling. Nothing is out of place here. Everything and everyone exists for a reason. There's actually an element of dating sim-style interaction, which provides everyone you meet with enough depth for the multiple endings to have some degree of emotional closure, something a lot of modern RPGs lack. Ahem. Going back to the gameplay for a moment, Starwish really does live up to its RPG shooter classification. There are 4 different ways to power up your ship. First, there are your character stats, which you allocate points to as you level up. Refreshingly, there's a degree of transparency here, as in-game dialogue actually straight up tells you what each of the stats do and how high, say, defense can get. Remember how awesome it used to be back in the day when RPGs had stats like vigor and agility, and they never told you what the hell they did? Yeah, me either. As you progress through this game, you also get skills. Choose wisely with these, as every time a skill selection pops up, you can only get one of those 3. There are no rollover choices. If you don't choose Tailshot the first time it pops up, you don't get it. First time I played, I picked Insurance because, shock and surprise, money is actually useful in this game. Very little pisses me off more when I'm playing a video game than a broken economy. Now, I'm not talking about like an MMORPG style player-driven economy. Now, I don't care about that crap. No, I'm talking about a game that gives you lots and lots of money, but nothing worth buying. Or even worse, when you buy out everything in the game far too quickly. I hate Twilight Princess based on specifically this fact, but that's an entirely different rant. Starwish actually has a good economy. There is always something to buy. Each of the 8 main weapons and 4 sub-weapons can be upgraded depending on what the shop has in stock. A shop that refreshes every time you leave a battle, win or lose. You can also buy modules for your ship, which you can freely allocate to pretty much every aspect of your ship except damage output. But then, that's what weapons are for. The weapons can be freely selected during battle, so you can switch them out on a whim. Handy for using spread shots, wave beams, and saw blades to clear out levels, and then switching to your machine gun or lasers to fight a boss. As for the actual shooter part of the game, I found it fun. I did find a couple of glitches where I got stuck in the walls, but overall, it was definitely worth a play. Some of the enemies come at you fast enough for the game to be satisfying for Twitch gameplay, but many come at you slowly enough and fire plenty of bullets, so the game has just a little bit of a bullet hell type feel, even on easy mode. I'm giving you a recommendation here, but please bear in mind my bias. I suck at this kind of game. I have always sucked at this kind of game. Damn it. Damn it! Damn it! Fuck! I beat Rez. I beat the shit out of Star Fox 64, but this kind of shooter, not my long suit. Thing is, does having solid mechanics and a compelling, nay, artistic storyline qualify this as edutainment? No. No, not even through my extremely broad definition. Although you could, and I frequently do, say that art in and of itself is a form of edutainment, even I have to require that something makes me at least want to learn. And just as I'm about to write this off as a touching but ultimately banal storyline, that's when the elements of Arabic mythology kick in. You heard me. This game is chock full of Arabic mythos. Jinn, Ifrit, all kinds of stuff. To be fair, the loyalty to the original mythos is a bit shaky, but better than I was expecting. It's almost as if the source material for researching this game consisted of 1001 Arabian Nights, a Dungeons & Dragons monster manual, and the Quran. Or, you know, Google. Hell, the final boss of this game is Iblis. For those of you who don't know much about Islam, Iblis was this jinn who refused to obey one of the creator's edicts out of pride and was subsequently punished for it by getting kicked out of paradise. Henceforth, he's been tempting mortals to evil. Sound familiar? Yeah, funny thing about that, heard a rumor that some recent theologists are positing that the Western perception of the devil and Lucifer the fallen angel aren't actually the same dude. In which case Iblis would actually be closer to the standardized devil imagery. What with that whole made of fire thing? Of course, I can't back that claim up as I haven't read the Summa Daemoniaca. Which I totally would if they'd actually publish an English edition. But back to business. Even with all of the creative interpretations of the different tribes of Jinn and their motivations, does Starwish treat the mythos respectfully? I'm not gonna tell you that. Do your own research and make your own opinions. The game is really, really worth it. In fact, instead of coming up with a clever close for this episode, I'm just gonna play some more Starwish. Damn it!